Welcome to Thrifty Garage. My name is Carson, and in today's video we're going to look at a used set of tires and compare them to a new set of tires. These are both General Grabber ATX tires, and I wanted to show you the differences and the tread life wear between the two. On the left here we've got the tires off the 4Runner, which have just under 20,000 miles. And on the right here, we've got the tires off my Duramax truck, which are brand new. So we'll have a good comparison of new versus old. But first, let's go take those tires off. Let's talk about my real world experience now that I've got some miles on these tires. Initially, they rode very well, they were quiet, and they worked phenomenal in snow and ice. And still to this day, I can say that they work great in the snow and ice. Even now, it's almost half tread life, they're doing really well. And as far as quietness, they started out very quiet, and at about 10,000 miles, they developed some cupping. Part of the reason for that cupping is both of these tires are oversized. So I haven't experienced any cupping with the Chevy, but I did experience that with the 4Runner. So my recommendation to avoid cupping would be to rotate your tires every 5,000 miles. This is generally the manufacturer specifications anyways, they recommend that. So after using the tire, I definitely say that's a need, not a want. That's something you should be doing with these tires. The volume did increase with that once I rotated them. It took them a while. They were actually more noisy after I rotated them, but after a few hundred miles, they actually quieted back down as those cupping, the tires that were cupping were on the front. As I moved them to the back, once I put some miles on those and leveled them out by putting some miles and reducing the tread life, the noise went away. Cupping went away, and they smoothed right back out. And I'll have to show you these tires. These have been on for another 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 miles since that rotation, and they're getting to the point where they need to be rotated again, and so there might be some slight cupping that's starting to develop again. So something to keep in mind. Another negative, which I've discovered both in my initial videos as well as over time, is these tires like to pick up the rocks. Once you wear out the tread, they're not going to pick up the rocks as much. This tread doesn't have very many rocks in it. There's a few very small ones, just really tiny rocks. But this tire over here, you can see a pretty big one right here. So the reason these collect rocks is because these are, I believe, the tallest tread in the industry for an all-terrain tire. The BFG KO2s, which tends to be a kind of an industry leader, they have 14 32-seconds tread depth, and these tires come with a 15 32-seconds tread depth. So these are very tall, and that was one of my first impressions as well, is that they have very substantial tread depth. Towing capability is another reason I got these tires. Both of these tires are load range E, despite the fact that the 4Runner generally would have a load range C tire, which the disadvantage of going to load range E is that it's going to be really a heavy tire. This, I think, added about 20 pounds. So I think the stock tire was about 30 pounds, and this tire is about 50 pounds. So that added a lot of weight and a lot of rolling weight, and my miles per gallon suffered because of that. So I can't speak to what this tire would do if you had the correct size, a little bit smaller, and also the correct load range, but I do believe that that would be a lot more in line with what you'd experience with the stock tire. This is much more aggressive than the stock tire, and honestly the stock tire, the reason I put these on, the stock tire wore out at 30,000 miles. So why did I put these tires on the work truck? I tried them out on the 4Runner. I used the 4Runner to tow my trailer for my business, and they did really well. They performed really well, and they hooked up on gravel and dirt roads and snow and ice. So I knew that they'd perform well for the truck. But a passenger car tire does not always mean for a good truck tire. So I've got a separate video on why I chose this tire for a towing tire. But I plow snow in the winter, and I needed a good tire that would have traction, much like the stock tire that was on this truck was not doing a sufficient job. So I needed a tire that would have good traction. And my experience, the load ranging on this tire led me to believe that this would be a good tire as well. And now that I've put about 1,000 miles on this one, it has been a very good experience there. Okay, I think those are the main talking points that I really wanted to cover. So let's get into the tread depths and actually compare them and see which one has, try and figure out what percentage of tread life we're at. These are rated for, I believe, a 55,000 mile tire. And like I said, we're just shy of 20,000 miles. We're at about 18,000 miles right now. Put these on at 30,000 miles, and the 4Runner now has 48,000 miles on it. This tire put on the truck about a month ago, and it's probably had about 1,000 miles on it since then. So this will be a good comparison of pretty much brand new in contrast to quite a bit used tire. So now that we're zoomed in a little bit, let's take a look at the tread. These tires came off the front of the Chevy truck, and you can see that they've still got their original ridge around the outline here. Not so much on the inside here, but it is on the outside. So that's the original tread lug. So if we look over here, so here, this block is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over here, this middle block, the second block down, has actually merged with the third block. So that's kind of where their siping has ended, and they're trying to keep this in one big lug as the tread wears down. One thing with tread, where different manufacturers will do different compounds, sometimes they'll do a really soft compound on the top to get really good traction at first, and then as you go further down, it'll be a harder compound to make it last longer. And that very well could be the case here. Let's go ahead and pull out my high-tech tools. We got this to measure. I'm sorry I don't have a tire depth gauge, but I think this will do a pretty good job. And we're gonna use this digital caliper. We'll turn this on, zero this out. We will measure that now. 0.52 inches. I believe these have a tread depth of 15-30 seconds. General Grabber ATX tread depth.
These came back from a search.
So I looked up the specs again, and it makes it really easy. This is actually 16-30 seconds tread depth, and we're about 0.5 inches right now. So that's perfect. That's exactly where we want to be. So that gives us a good number to go off of. So this will just be a percentage of that. So we are at 0.33 inches. So 0.33 inches. So we're doing pretty good on that. So 0.5 inches is brand new, 0.33 inches. So 0.25 inches would be half tread. Well, I guess we're really basing it off our wear bars in here. So maybe I'll do let me do a measurement right there onto our wear bar, because that's really when this tire needs to be replaced. That'll give you a more accurate indicator of your remaining life. I know this is a super calibrated tool, but honestly, this is not much different than what you'll see the guys use at the tire shop. Zero this out again. We are going to be quite a bit less, maybe. Well, wow. Okay, we are at 0.252 inches to our wear bar here that goes across. So what does that mean? Unfortunately, that means that this tire is at its half-life and it's only got 18,000 miles on it. So this is why I'm doing this review video, is for the consumers out there to know how long this tire might last. Like I said, this is not necessarily a true indicator of how long this tire is going to last. We are definitely at 50% tread right now, almost exactly. So at 18,000 miles, we're at 50% tread. So if things keep going on the same track, this is only going to last at 36,000 miles, which is falling short of the 55,000 mile warranty. But like I said, this could be a harder compound on the last 50%, and this could take a lot longer to burn up, or it could definitely continue at the same pace. I will do a follow-up review video once this tire is ready to be replaced. So we have a full review for a load range E-tire on an SUV. For me as a consumer, what does that mean? I'm definitely going to take this in consideration next time I go to buy tires. You know, these are a lower cost tire from when I bought these last time. Looking at them and comparing them to like the BFG KO2s and the other tires on the market, these were about 20% less. And so is it worth having a tire that's not going to last as many miles? I don't know. I honestly believe these are a better tire, at least for the first 50% that I've used them. They're a better tire for traction and snow and ice. These have been a phenomenal tire, and that's why they've got the 3-peak snow and ice, which is the main reason I bought these for both these vehicles. We live in the Midwest, and we get horrible ice storms. Having the ability to stud, studding is probably not a huge thing for us, but people can stud these tires. But having these to be a mountain snow rated and be able to go on the snow and ice has been really beneficial for me. I'm just jibber jabber at this point. I'm sorry. I guess I'm a little bit shocked in this information because I've preached this tire is awesome. I love this tire, and this is really kind of confusing me as to what my next tire is going to be for this vehicle. So if you have any feedback or questions or comments, or if you've used these tires and had similar experiences, if they've lasted longer, shorter, what is your scenario with these tires? I would love to hear and see that feedback, because in another 18,000+ miles, I'm hoping they last at least another 18,000 miles. I am going to need to be making this decision again. Well, thanks for watching this Thrifty Garage video. I hope it was informative. It was certainly educational for me. I learned something new today. Hope you did too. I enjoy doing these videos. If you have any videos you'd like us to do, leave a comment down below, or you can reach out to me. We're on Instagram as well. And we'll see you on the next one. I got a video review from my 2000... Wow, cat's got my tongue. I don't have words.